How are you doing? How was your day?
It was good. It was productive. I was working on some artwork, which I just love.
What was your color palette for the day?
Black and white. I'm doing a series of black and white. Fun stuff. How about you?
Homeschooling. I spent a few hours this morning with Leo just really going over his curriculum and just figuring out if we are doing everything we're supposed to be doing. How's homeschooling stuff going for you?
It's going good. She meets all kinds of different teachers during the day, separately. And I don't believe they have to get on all together, not yet. But they do for Google Classroom. They have to see what they do and then they hit it. She's been doing good. She'll have her phone with a friend, so she'll be Google Chats? She'll be Google chatting with a friend on her laptop with her teacher, so they can kind of work together and still kind of, even though it's virtual, they're kind of in class together. It was really brilliant.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, my friend Lapita, her son is 9 and Leo's gonna be 9 soon. And she asked if Leo wanted to play Battleship over, it was Google Hangouts, which was so cute. This morning, Leo read stories to his little cousins, his little 5 and 3-year-old cousins, my older brother's kiddos. Not that we couldn't do that anyway, but we honestly, sadly never had done that before. You know what I mean? It's just interesting what's springing up in terms of accessibility and the simplicity of a friend just being like, hey, does your son want to play Battleship with my son in 10 minutes? It's like
having a virtual play date. I mean, and everything's evolving now with this whole how we interconnect with technology. It's evolving too. And it's kind of crazy, but interesting, right?
I saw the video that your daughter made in your studio. It's so beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
You know what? It was really cool because I didn't feel like doing it. And I said, Melina, get some good shots, do your thing. You don't realize your kid's talent till you see the fruit of their labor. You know what I mean?
Michael and I have both been homeschooling our kiddos now for well over a month, and it's not always easy to balance work and teaching. I recently spoke with Mundy Ross, a Colorado Springs entrepreneur who's been home since her wedding venue and bar closed down. She's been schooling her young son, and here's what she had to say about the process.
It has been interesting making that shift, to be totally honest. I'm not good. I'm not gifted at this. The whole homeschooling thing, I don't really have a lot of patience, and I'm not knowledgeable. I'm not a teacher. And so I found myself getting frustrated with him and he's getting frustrated with me. So I'm just trying to give myself a little bit of grace as well as him in how we spend our day. Yeah. So whether it's going outside and taking hikes and then maybe coming inside and doing a little bit of schoolwork for 30 minutes and then letting him, be in the studio with me, and he's got his own little easel and he's painting and playing while I'm working too. So it's really just giving each other grace to get through the day.
Yeah.
I'm always like, okay, I need 1 hour of free play so I can get some of my work done. And 10 minutes later, he's in my office or in my room. I can't escape him. I mean,
I then told Mundy about the lengthy transcript I'd received earlier in the day from the next room from my son as he was overhearing my meeting and waiting for me to be done so that we could go on a walk. And sometimes you've got an epic ninja dog battle happening while you're editing, and you become your own kind of ninja, an attention ninja. I've really appreciated the normalization of kids and pets and family into work life this last stretch. It feels good.
Do you have any go-to resources, anything that you found that is super fun that Walker likes to do? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to plug PBS because PBS Kids has been, a total gem.
Sweet.
Seriously. Wildcrat, oh my gosh.
We changed our whole programming schedule to revolve around children's education the last few weeks, so.
I can tell. So thank you. Thank you, PBS.
Pass on your thanks. Yes, thank you, PBS.
Yes.
And I'm really appreciating all the creative parenting that I see happening out there.
Hi everybody. So me and my dad made a song called Fun Time. This is our quarantine song. You can sing along if you want to. I'm the singer, Mahe. Brian is the guitarist, and we're gonna start. Ready? School's out for weeks. Mommy wants us to eat leeks, but she's at work. I'm with my dad, and it will be pretty rad. We're gonna eat cake, cookies, cupcakes, sugar, cake, cookies, cupcakes, sugar, cake, cookies, cupcakes.
That is awesome.
I couldn't tell. I was like, are you frozen or are you just really happy? Zoom 101, who knows? Our very first Culture Break guest is Erin Saye. Erin and a group of volunteers run the 7th Circle Music Collective in Denver. I've been lucky to play here and really appreciate the contributions of Erin and his team to our cultural sphere here in Colorado. Until recently, 7th Circle put on hundreds of shows a year. Erin is counting these home ISO days a little bit differently than the rest of us. He started a project where he organized all of the band shirts that he has collected from these years and years of shows from A to Z, and he is wearing one band shirt a day until he runs out. Hey, Erin.
Hello.
Aaron's on. Thanks for being on.
Yeah, absolutely. So glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I love this. So we brought Erin on today because right before you started this project, I remember reading about it and being like, this is going to be rich. I would love for you to just explain this project that you've undertaken and like, why did you decide to do this?
So basically, I've been a huge fan and proponent and member of the local music scene since 2003 or 2004, and part of being a band these days is, you're selling t-shirts, you're selling merchandise. That's a huge part of revenue for bands, and it's also a huge part of advertising for bands too, because people are out at other shows wearing your shirt and it's sparking conversation or whatever. So from a band's point of view, it's a huge deal. Merch is a huge part of their existence. And from a fan's perspective, there's not really a better way to support the bands that you love than to buy the merch that they have available. And it's just so much fun. It's so much fun to collect. It's a memory. It's a little physical piece from every show that you've been to. And so I've just been, going to shows for 18 years. I've been super involved in the music scene for about 15 years, and I've been collecting shirts from lots and lots of shows for all time. And so a friend of mine last October or November said, I don't think I've ever seen you in the same band shirt twice. How many do you think you have? Yeah. I said, oh God, I don't know. I mean, I suppose I could count, but that sounds boring. So maybe I should alphabetize them and then just wear one every day starting on January 1st, and we'll just see how long it takes. And that'll be how we figure out how many I have. So that's the endeavor.
So January 1st, and what day is today?
Today's day 98, and it is the 48th AFI shirt in the collection. So I think a lot of people are waiting for AFI to end.
Holy moly.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I love it.
So we're going to float on through June on AFI, or what's going on here?
No, I think it's definitely going to hit May. That's some of the shirts on these shelves here.
Oh.
That's kind of how I have them stored right now.
I love that they're all black. So you have been really involved in running and operating 7th Circle Music Collective in Denver for a really long time. And how is that functioning now? I saw you guys had like an online board meeting recently.
Yeah. So yeah, for anybody out there that is unaware, I operate a a venue, a live music venue, DIY music venue in Denver called Seventh Circle. And typically we do something like 250 shows a year. And this year we had to stop on March 13th, obviously, because everything changed. So we haven't had a show since the 13th. And as of now, honestly, it's been almost a month since the last show, like 3 weeks. And really, we've just kind of been enjoying the time off because we've been, grinding for over 7 years, just show after show after show. And so it's been kind of nice to, take a break, however unexpectedly the break has been. But we've been lucky. We've been smart with our money over the years, and we've got enough of a cushion saved up to where we're not going to have to worry about shutting down, if we don't get to do shows for another few months or whatever it's going to be. And so we're just really lucky that we've been able to be smart about that, and that we've been able to, just have the frequency of shows that brought in enough income on a steady basis in order for us to put away enough to survive several months of a shutdown. I think another part of it that sets us apart is that we, we're completely volunteer run, and, all the bigger venues, they've got paid employees and overhead and that kind of stuff, where our overhead is really just legitimate, literal operating expenses of the physical building. And so, rent, of course, is included in that, but we don't have to worry about employees who have lost income because we are not doing shows, because we all work for free anyway when we do have shows. And so, really the only income that we're losing is the show income that would then be turned around into the rent and the monthly operating expenses. And it's really heartbreaking because, so many of these venues put in just as much, if not more, time and effort and money and resources and manpower into building themselves up to what they are now, and to see that something so unexpected like this can spell the end for some of these places that might not be able to reopen. It's so heartbreaking. One silver lining I have seen come out of it, though, is a lot of city funding kind of stuff has popped up that's been really, really nice, that is specifically tailored towards, independent underground DIY venue kind of stuff, and underground artists, bands that had tours cancel and were planning on that income for their yearly budget for survival because they're full-time touring musicians. Lots of funding and stuff like that has become available from city entities that I've seen around the country too, which has been really refreshing to see that, people aren't forgetting about the arts and the artists through a time like this. So
as you guys, as your collective and your core are meeting and you have this break for the first time probably since you started, are you visioning any fun, cool, is there a thing that you're like, oh, when I get back, I'm totally excited to do whatever?
Not necessarily. We're just excited to have shows again. We've been talking about, there are some just practical and physical building upgrades that we needed to do. We've got some doors that need replacing and stuff like that. And we were just kind of like, well, let's take the time right now to do that because we're not open anyway. It's not like we have to worry about having a spell of a few days without shows organically in order to do this building fix or whatever. So we're talking about doing that. We haven't started anything yet, but that was a huge part of what we talked about yesterday. We had our first Zoom meeting of the Seven Circle Minds. Whoever wanted to join in the meeting joined in yesterday, and we all kind of hung out on the internet. It was cute. It was nice. So, I think we're all going a little bit stir crazy, but everybody that I've been talking to has been in decent spirits and has been, hanging in there, which is good. I've been checking in on a lot of the people that I know, and we've all been kind of checking in on each other, I've gotten calls from people that I haven't talked to in months. Like, hey, wanted to check in and see how you're doing and make sure you're doing okay. And so it's been really nice, as nice as something like this can be, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
You've got a good outlook, Aaron. I love it. You've got a great outlook.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we bid farewell?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for caring about this ridiculous T-shirt endeavor that I'm doing. And for anybody out there that wasn't already aware of Seventh Circle and the underground DIY music community in Denver, check it out. Look it up online. There's plenty of resources. If you just Google Seventh Circle, it'll come up. We're all completely volunteer run, and if you're interested in getting involved in the music industry in any way, shape, or form from like a ground level starting perspective, we're a great place to start. And if you're in a band and you need a place to play, hit us up. I mean, I don't know when we can book you at this point, but we'll try to do it at some point in the future whenever things get back to some sort of semblance of normal. And yeah, I don't know, just check the place out, and we've got an email on there if you want to hit us up and get in touch about anything. And yeah, I don't know. Keep tuning in to see what shirt I'm going to wear tomorrow, I guess.
Thank you for sharing your shirt journey. Thank you for sharing all your amazing stories of shows and bands that you know and love.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
you guys.
Aaron.
Right on. Right on.
And if you are an artist or an arts organization looking for funding resources during this home isolation, please visit our Rocky Mountain Public Media Arts and Culture Guide at this link. This is a collection of funding opportunities and other virtual resources for artists and those looking for online arts experiences.
So I love how that went, and I love learning about these kind of DIY artists, musician sort of outlets. That's what makes Denver run.
This is what's really interesting to me, is that here you have a volunteer-run organization, a DIY ethos, and look who's like thriving or like still carrying on in a really positive way right now.
But all these great places. So here's the point, right? I hope they can still be active.
Yeah.
I just heard something earlier today that 70% of restaurants after this won't be able to financially open and maintain.
70%.
And I heard that on a reputable, I think NPR or something, and up to 70%. Now, they're still going to look at how this month goes, but they're predicting. That's craziness.
Wow.
That's craziness. So I'm hoping better than that it doesn't turn out to be true. But not a lot of people are like Aaron and financially plan their business to foresee these kind of unforeseen things. Like Aaron's smart.
Well, what business are you going to run on volunteers? Even most nonprofits who require volunteers to run have a difficult time maintaining, that. And it's always it's a constant, mechanism. But that, it's unbelievable. It really is. Wow.
I mean, it's such a crazy time it is.
Well, how are you doing, mentally, spiritually, your head and your heart? I've been talking to you, really regularly, probably almost every day, just for work stuff and whatever. It seems like you're doing amazing, but whatever, I'll let you talk about it since you're you.
No, part of it is I am, and I feel completely lucky and blessed, and I feel hopeful. I think there's another side of it of not knowing, right? Not just in my own situation, but for others in the art, scene as a whole, because I rely on that. Whether it's my gallery, what are they going to do? And are they, I think my commercial gallery is okay because it's got a financial backing, right? But I think just thinking about the unknown kind of, like anyone, I think there's worry. I'm hoping that I think the one thing I'm looking forward to, and I know you kind of asked a loaded question, spiritually, mentally. I think I'm looking for something special to come out of it, like a new activation, creatively that I'm interested in. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I think there needs to be change. This is going to activate a lot of change creatively.
Agreed. I think, in a lot of ways it's interesting. I won't pretend to, be able to see the greater orchestration of the universe. I am, like you, really focused on the positive elements and the stirrings of opportunity where we are drawn to settle and rest. And for you hear Aaron say, this is the first break he's had in 7 years. That's how I feel. Wow, I'm resting. My body is stasis for the first time in how long? And for some people that's wildly uncomfortable, and for others it's a respite that they're embracing and appreciating. Everyone has their own variable to it. But I, like you, am really just my ear is to the ground in regards to the permanent processes that are altered and shifted coming out of this. As we learn what works and what is sustainable, it's very obvious right now in a lot of ways what is sustainable and what is not, you know, and that provides us with a lot of information. What we do with that information is what's important.
I couldn't have said it better. And I think there's something about, you know, how the world and the earth is cleansing itself right now, that we participate in that cleansing of sorts. I mean, that's what's happening, right? So I kind of look at the idea of how do we take this moment of respite, of kind of stepping back, and how do we re-enter it, right? So I love how you said that it's sort of this renewal, and I look at it as a renewal. I was really interested how the comforts of home have like transformed a little bit because we spend more time. And I want to know, like, as an active professional as you are, and I am, you know, we both are, but how has the comforts of home changed, gotten better, more interesting? Like, how do you reactivate spaces that maybe weren't active? Like, I want to know, like, what is a day in the life now that we're sort of here more often?
I would say the comfort that you experience when you're in such a confined environment can only be, you know, the comfort that you are akin to with yourself. My property, you know, the land that the home is attached to, that I am the steward of, is like, I feel part of the cycle because I'm here every day and I can tend to things, you know, more naturally. And my cycle of work and sleep and writing and creativity is just so beautifully like circadian that it is like how I would be if I just pressed a reset button and had my own run of the show day to day, which, you know, surprise, surprise, you do anyway, but you know what I mean. No obligations to leave. And so if you're feeling that restless urge to move stuff around or to reorganize or to simplify or to run screaming from your home or whatever, you know, those are probably the cool feelings to like sit with and understand your relationship, because your relationship to home is really everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of posed it, because I got to thinking about it. It's kind of evolving and changing now during this time, right?
Yeah. How is it changing for you? Do you regard home? Does it feel different to you?
It does. I mean, it's sort of, I think I've gotten rid, and it took a little bit to get rid of the guilt of working at home and not going out and being active. Like it's sort of like re-identifying the space as not just a place that you come back to, but that you're active and getting something done. And so like the space around me, I mean, even where my little office is right here, you can see the big computer maybe, you know, like that has reactivated as like my little space. I have a routine in the morning with coffee. And so I've learned to sort of accept that because I'm so used to traveling.
Yeah, you know, either this time or maybe next time we should give each other little tours of our creative spaces. I'm getting the telescope tour right now, but we're done with this season of Arts District. Season 8 is over. We air our last episode sometime in the next week or two. High five, friend. What are you like so excited about for season 9?
Whether we do some more in my studio or we're, you know, we activate another space. I just love that we're not going to be in the same place. So that for sure will change.
Yeah.
And being a little more off script and kind of in the moment.
Yeah, I am really excited and like kind of surprised that the whole state of this crisis has really launched a lot of our team into producing really in the moment content. It's really interesting to me that a lot of the things that we've been trying to grow toward are things that also fit really naturally and well in this current environment of information exchange and communication.
Exactly. That's a really good point. And I think that part I'm looking forward to, of how it just kind of, you know, just went with the flow of the river.
As we look forward to season 9 of Arts District, we're going to be experimenting with fun stuff on this show and keeping in touch with everybody out there. And I'm just so excited because we get to like see each other, you know, in the off season instead of just chatting on the phone or whatever.
I know. Which we didn't do last season. So this is great.
Yeah, I felt like by the time I saw you again when the second season started that we hosted together, I felt like you were this long lost stranger. Like, Michael!
Who's that? Who are you? It's been so long. You've grown a beard.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm not shaving this until this thing's over.
I was gonna say something.
Huh? You, there's just no wax. You don't need the wax. You're fine.
Michael, it's been so amazing getting to check in with you, and I love your stairs are you have really cool stairs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we got and the artwork up there. I would grab this and walk around, but it'll probably shorten out. But yeah.
Yeah. Next time, let's do that for sure. We can give each other an art tour of our houses next time.
Yes. Because I still love your spot. I'm envious. I love that whole background you're in.
Thanks. And you can't even see any art, and guitars, but yeah.
Yeah, the guitar is art.
Fun art.
Your lights. I love it.
Yeah, well, this is low key. When we get to other areas of the house, the light situation, it's expansive, people. Just brace yourselves. We've got a lot going on here. Michael, I love you, brother. So good to see you.
Love you
Talk
too.
to you.
Take
Give
care.
my love to
This
the
was
fam.
fun. Let me know. So you're gonna have this edited by morning?
Yeah, I'll pull an all-nighter. The people need this
I'm
content.
totally kidding.
This cannot wait.
I'm zoomed out, Kate.